going to someone's house at their worst possible day of their life, but we're trying to do the best that we can to rectify the situation. My name is Mike Noonan. I'm a captain at Station 2.
My name is Jake Herring, and I'm the Deputy Fire Chief, Operations Division.
My name is Mitchell Barker, and I'm a third-class firefighter with Waterloo Fire. I never actually wanted to be a firefighter when I started out. I wanted to be a mechanic, so.
I was a licensed electrician.
That's how I got into firefighting, just by somebody asking me to do it.
Typical day as a firefighter could be quite calm and just you go through your regular chores, maintenance and training and truck checks. Or before you even get ready to go, you could be having a structure fire or some sort of medical emergency first thing in the morning. So it is kind of an interesting job where it can go from one extreme to the other, and you really need to be able to have that change on a fly attitude and be able to comprehend those situations as they come at you. So it can be stressful, but with all of our training that we do a lot of training in and day out. It really helps us prepare mentally and physically for these types of stresses, and eventually you just get to the point where that's just your normal, that's your day at work.
For those working in an operations division, you work, as you know, they stay here, they live here for the 24-hour period, and you work when the work comes. So when the calls come in, you know, you have other things you do training and station maintenance and tasks, but then, you know, you respond to the calls as they come in. So you have very interrupted sleep patterns. It's hard to get into a rhythm, so that's hard on people. It takes you away from your families for those, you know, compressed times.
I think my most memorable call was actually my first structure fire, and it actually wasn't here. It was with a volunteer department I was with prior. And we were the first truck in, and we were alone for about 15-20 minutes working on the fire. We had no hydrant, so we were only running off the onboard tank. I just remember being in the house fully involved, and it was winter time, and there was snow about up to my waist, and I had to haul a defensive line up to the house by myself and start running a 65 going on defensive on this house. And the heat was just incredible. We were probably at the road about 100 feet off the house, and you just could feel it radiating off the house. And it was a really epic sight. It was kind of snowing, and then there was ash, and then there was just flames shooting out through this giant home. It was very large, probably about 2,000 square foot home, maybe bigger. So that was my first fire, and I kind of remember that one. It was very, very interesting.
Most memorable call, I would say, you know, going to a call that someone's passed away and working with the paramedics and bringing them back to life. Obviously, that's very, very rewarding. Another call we went to, it's not a human, it was a deer caught in a fence, and we were able to extricate the deer from the fence. The deer ran away. It was just a good feeling.
You know, you get in and you start dealing with the incident, and then you realize afterwards, wow, like the magnitude of what that was. When you kind of leave it and get back, right? Like how big that was. You know, it's very hot, dirty work. So it does take a toll. And of course, mentally, there's a lot of things, you know, you're exposed to a lot of things from a medical nature or auto accidents. You're exposed to trauma that the general public wouldn't see day to day. And you're exposed to loss. You know, sometimes it's not related to necessarily the loss of a life, but you'll see a family lose their home and all their possessions. And, you know, that we often think, oh, well, at least they didn't, you know, they weren't hurt or they didn't die. But in that regard, you know, to see somebody lose everything they own and their memories, like that takes a toll on you as well. In some regards, it makes you more cautious on certain things, because I've been to car accidents, I've seen the impacts, I've seen what people don't recover from, which, you know, a lot of it isn't their fault, but, you know, it makes you be a lot more cautious because you realize that one wrong move sometimes can have lasting impacts. But I definitely would look at, you know, calls involving kids differently now that I have a daughter. You know, that impacts your life as well. So.
And we do have critical incident stress team, peer support. We do have numbers that you can call that if you are going through a tough time, because we do see a lot of bad situations that people go through. And for everybody, it affects everybody a little bit different. So it's really good to be able to talk and make sure that you're doing okay. The ultimate is that everyone goes home. We have a good shift. We do what we can to help the people that we're serving.
It's all in the people. Good people build good environments and build good administrations and families, right? So just gotta have good people working together. And all I can do is just be the best I can be and try to be a positive influence on the community. And that's everything from just, providing, the emergency services we do, to medical support, to emotional support to the public, to, being there for kids and whatnot. If you see them out and turning the lights on and making them smile and whatnot, it's not all just about the emergencies. It's about being part of the public in a positive way and providing education and helping prevention and just trying to shape a fire-safe community.
I think if you become micro-focused on certain things that, in any organization, there's always going to be things that could be improved, right? So if you become micro-focused on those small things and forget the bigger picture that we're here to serve others, we have the privilege to serve others, they've trusted us to do this. That is the biggest thing. If you can take that forward, you'll never have a bad day at this job.
The biggest thing you hear from other firefighters is never give up. It's the best job in the world. Where else can you go and rip someone's car apart? Today and tomorrow they'll come back and thank you for demolishing their car. We love our job. We love serving the community. And it's great. As I said before, it is extremely rewarding. And for that, I'm very grateful. I pinch myself, and I've been on the job over 25 years now, that I still can't believe I have this job. It's a great experience.